we know that in our body, hormone is, what is hormone? What is the definition of hormone? It is endogenous substances that are secreted in some other tissue and transported via blood to another tissue for their optimum functioning, right? So, and mainly all the major hormones, they are maintained by hypothalamus pituitary axis. In case of our reproductive hormones, the end organs for this hypothalamus pituitary axis will be gonads. What is gonad? So they are the organs that produce the gametes. In case of male, they are testes. In case of female, they are ovaries. So in case of hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, the main control comes from hypothalamus in the form of which hormone? GnRH. What is the full form of GnRH? Gonadotropin releasing hormone. That hormone acts on anterior pituitary, louder, anterior pituitary, and then which hormones are secreted from anterior pituitary related to reproductive system? LH, FSH mainly, and PRL to some extent. So what is the full form of LH and FSH? Luteinizing hormone and follicular stimulating hormone. So from the names we can see that they act on the follicles. Where are the follicles situated? In ovary. And in case of males, does LH and FSH work on males or only acts on females? Both. So in males, in testes, there are Sertoli cells and Leydig cells. So FSH, LH, they act on Sertoli cells and Leydig cells in male testes, and in case of females on the follicular cells in ovaries. Okay, and this is related by this is maintained by a feedback loop. Okay, so whenever there is excess LH, FSH, it will lead to a negative feedback to hypothalamus, leading to decreased secretion of GnRH, and it acts on the same way wherever there is excess of gonadal hormones. What are the gonadal hormones? Testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. So whenever there is excess amount of gonadal hormones, that will give rise to negative feedback to pituitary and hypothalamus both. Okay. So this axis is known as hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, which regulates the reproductive hormones, and it involves hypothalamus, anterior pituitary and gonads, and work through feedback loop to regulate hormone production and maintain reproductive health. Clear? Next, so this is the diagrammatic representation of hypothalamus pituitary gonadal axis. Clear? From hypothalamus, GnRH is secreting and it is influencing or stimulating the anterior pituitary to secrete LH and FSH. Okay, so GnRH has a positive feedback on LH and FSH, whereas LH and FSH has positive feedbacks on testis and ovary, helps in releasing estrogen, progesterone and testosterone. These have negative feedbacks on both anterior pituitary and hypothalamus. Okay, clear? Next, these are the names and their actions. Okay, so in case of hypothalamic hormones, GnRH, they help in release of FSH, LH and PRL from anterior pituitary. From anterior pituitary, these hormones secreted, which is related to reproductive health or reproductive system, they are known as gonadotropins. Why? They help in release of gonadal hormones. That's why they are also known as gonadotropins. And what are the gonadal hormones? Testosterone in case of, mostly in case of male, and estrogen, progesterone mainly in females. Okay, what are their role? Testosterone helps in spermatogenesis, whereas estrogen helps in oogenesis, and progesterone is important in maintenance of pregnancy. Okay. Now, gonadotropin releasing hormone or GnRH is also known as LHRH, that is luteinizing hormone releasing hormone. Okay, and it is a peptide hormone. It is synthesized from the neurons of hypothalamus. That's why it is known as neurotropins or neurohormones. Okay, so if you are asked in your MCQ which are the neurotropins, so if there is the option GnRH, it will be a neurohormone. Okay, whereas LH, FSH, PRL, they are somatotropins. Okay. Now, at the pituitary, GnRH stimulates synthesis secretion of gonadotropins such as FSH, LH, and this FSH is released by low frequency GnRH pulse, whereas high frequency GnRH pulses stimulate LH secretion. Okay, so the same hormone acts on the same region. So how two different hormones are getting released? One by low pulse, one by high pulse. Okay, for the FSH, as FSH is required earlier or in the first phase or in the primitive phase, so low frequency GnRH can release FSH, whereas for LH it is required in high frequency. Clear? Now coming to LH. Okay, LH is a glycoprotein hormone in nature. So hormones can be divided into how many types according to their chemical nature? Peptides, steroids and amino acid derivatives. And there is one hormone that is gaseous. So give the examples. What are the peptide hormones? Mostly all of them are peptide hormones. For amino acid derivative, name one, at least one. Thyroxine. In case of steroid hormones, corticoids, all the glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids and sex hormones. Okay, so these are steroids. And what about the gaseous hormone? NO, that is nitric oxide. So nitric oxide acts by which mechanism? What is the signal transduction mechanism in case of nitric oxide? Cyclic GMP, very good. So in case of cyclic GMP, what happens? So is there any cell bound receptor, cell membrane bound receptor for nitric oxide? Mostly the hormones act via two mechanisms. One is cell membrane bound receptor, another is the hormone responding element in the nucleus by binding with HRE. So mainly the steroid hormones, they can cross the lipid bimembrane very easily and they directly come to the nucleus and bind to the hormone receptor complex in nucleus or in the DNA. Whereas the peptide hormones, they cannot cross the cell membrane easily. Therefore, there are receptors in the cell membrane which transduce the signal they are carrying. Okay. So how the signal is further carried into the cell? Second messengers. Okay, so what are the second messengers? We know about cyclic AMP, cyclic GMP, inositol pyrophosphate and calcium and tyrosine kinase. Okay. So all these pathways lead to which phenomenon or which activity or which enzyme activation? By turn, all these second messengers lead to what mechanism? Activation of the enzyme phosphokinase. Okay, different second messengers activate different phosphokinase, but the main function will be activation of phosphokinase enzymes, whereas cyclic AMP activates phosphokinase A. In case of nitric oxide, what happens? Is there any, that is why I am asking whether there is any cell membrane bound receptor for nitric oxide. How nitric oxide is produced and what is the role of nitric oxide? Vasodilation. Vasodilation in case of where? Mainly by smooth muscle relaxation. Okay, so the nitric oxide is produced in our body by nitric oxide synthase enzyme. Okay, in the endothelial, vascular endothelial cells, and they can easily cross the membrane as they are gaseous in nature. Okay, they can diffuse into the cell and there will be nitric oxide receptors in the cell, in the cytoplasm. Okay, NOR, that is nitric oxide receptor. Okay, so nitric oxide receptor helps in activation of cGMP by which enzyme? In case of cAMP, what was the mediator of activation of ATP to cAMP? Adenylate cyclase. In case of cGMP, that will be guanylate cyclase. Okay, it will help in cyclization of guanine. From GTP, it will convert it to cGMP or cyclic GMP. Okay, so the intermediate enzyme that helps in formation of cGMP is guanylate cyclase, and that leads to activation of which phosphokinase in turns? G. So this is very easy to remember. All the mediators, second messengers, they contain G. Guanylate cyclase that activates cGMP, and the phosphokinase that is getting activated is phosphokinase G. Okay, and then after activation of phosphokinase G, it will lead to activation of various other enzymes by phosphorylation, and that will lead to smooth muscle relaxation leading to vasodilation. Okay, clear? Now coming back to our LH. So LH is a glycoprotein hormone that acts via mainly by cAMP second messenger. Okay, LH, FSH, all these GnRH, they act via second messenger cAMP. Okay, now what happens in case of male and female? How LH acts? In case of male, LH acts on Leydig cells of testis and responsible for production of testosterone. Okay, so LH directly acts on Leydig cells. Easy to remember, LH on Leydig. Okay, so LH acts on Leydig cells to produce testosterone, and that testosterone will further act on Sertoli cells for spermatogenesis. Okay. In case of female, LH supports the theca cells in the ovary that provide androgens. That means estrogen and progesterone, mainly estrogen. Okay. So in case of females, what happens at the time of menstruation? FSH initiates the follicular growth. Okay, in the granulosa cells, and at the same time, LH receptors will help in rise in estrogen from the maturing follicles. Okay. Now the excess amount of estrogen will again stimulate a positive feedback on hypothalamus that stimulates the release of LH from anterior pituitary just before the ovulatory phase, and that is before 24 hours to 48 hours, and peak happens between almost around 16 hours. Okay, and this peak release of LH is known as LH surge that helps in ovulation. Okay, or release of oocyte from the follicle, leaving the corpus luteum behind. Okay, and it is necessary to maintain luteal phase for the first 2 weeks of menstrual cycle. If pregnancy occurs, LH level will decrease and luteal function will be taken up by HCG. What is HCG? Human chorionic gonadotrophic hormone, and it helps in maintenance of the corpus luteum, thus preventing the formation of or maintaining the formation of which hormone is produced from corpus luteum in pregnancy? Progesterone. Very good. So this is clear. LH surge occurs because of the positive feedback of estrogen, and that happens before 48 to 24 hours of ovulation. Peak will be at 16 hours. Okay, the LH surge peak, and that helps in ovulation. What are the situations where serum LH will be raised? Primary gonadal dysfunction. Primary gonadal dysfunction means where is the problem? In the gonadal organs, right? So not in the hypothalamus or not in pituitary. In case of polycystic ovarian syndrome, because there will be no ovulation and that will lead to more and more feedback mechanism leading to more and more FSH LH production, LH production. In case of postmenopausal woman, why? There will be decreased estrogen level that will lead to again feedback of LH secretion, okay. And in case of pituitary adenoma also, and LH will be decreased in case of pituitary hypothalamic impairment. If the axis of hypothalamic pituitary axis is impaired, that may lead to LH decrease, okay. And in case of severe illness also. Now come to FSH. So from the name FSH, follicular stimulating hormone, we can say the action of this hormone is stimulating and growth of the follicles. So it is secreted from anterior pituitary, develops and maintain the growth and pubertal maturation and overall reproductive process of the body, and they act synergistically in the reproduction, whereas increase in FSH causes also, like as we saw in LH surge, it helps in ovulation. In case of FSH also there is a surge just before the ovulation. LH amount will be higher than FSH, but both LH and FSH will be increased just before ovulation, okay. And it is again a glycoprotein like LH, and the structure is quite similar to LH, TSH or HCG, okay. Now what are the effects? FSH helps in case of male, FSH helps in production of androgen binding protein by Sertoli cells of the testis by binding to FSH receptors on their basolateral membrane, and thus it is the initiation process of spermatogenesis, okay. Further it is helped by testosterone released from Leydig cells. So initial spermatogenesis or initiation of spermatogenesis occurs by FSH binding to basolateral membrane of the Sertoli cells, okay. It helps in conversion of primary spermatocytes to secondary spermatocytes, okay. In case of females, growth of immature ovarian follicles will be facilitated by FSH, where the small antral follicles, they are saved from apoptosis, okay. Otherwise they will go to the apoptosis process. Now what are the causes where FSH could be raised? Same in case of primary gonadal failure, in case of ovarian or testicular agenesis, okay, in case of Klinefelter syndrome, in menopause and gonadotropin secreting pituitary tumors, okay. So in these cases FSH level will be high or raised, whereas decreased FSH will be seen in anterior pituitary hypofunction, hypothalamic disorder. In case of pregnancy also FSH is suppressed, okay. In case of polycystic ovarian disease, FSH is decreased, okay. That's why there will be no mature follicles, right? So FSH is decreased, that's why in case of polycystic ovary, no follicle will get to be the mature follicle and it will not ovulate, right? In case of hypogonadism, if how to detect where is the problem, whether the hypogonadism is because of pituitary problem or because of gonadal problem, how to differentiate? In case of pituitary problem, LH-FSH will be lower, right? Because there will be no feedback effect, main higher function is impaired, whereas in case of gonadal problems, the level of FSH and LH will be higher by negative feedback, right? So Why? Gonads will not produce gonadal hormones. That will lead to feedback to the anterior pituitary, leading to excess of LH and FSH. Okay. So how to differentiate the hypogonadism cause in case of pituitary or hypothalamus causes, LH FSH will be decreased, and in case of gonadal causes it will be increased. So in case of, what are the situations where we may look for LH FSH? Maybe in case of infertility. Infertility আমরা check করতে পারি whether the problem is gonadal or hypothalamic or pituitary problem, and in case of delayed pubertal syndrome, delayed puberty, where there is late onset of menstruation or late onset of secondary characteristics of growth in males and females, then we can check for this axis. Next is prolactin. Prolactin is another hormone secreted by anterior pituitary, and that is secreted by lactotropic cells of adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis means anterior pituitary. And hyperplasia of lactotrophs is induced by estrogen. So estrogen by feedback mechanism again helps in secretion of PRL. Okay. It is stimulated by another thing, that is TRH. What is TRH? Thyrotropin releasing hormones. Okay, inhibited by PIF. Prolactin inhibitory factor. Okay, it controls the initiation and maintenance of lactation during pregnancy. And the secretion of PRL is also pulsatile. Hyperprolactinemia can cause infertility in females. Okay. So these are the cases where we can find abnormalities in gonadotropins or in LH and FSH. In case of prepubertal deficiency, failure to attain puberty, no secondary sexual characteristics, both in male and female. In case of female, failure to attain menarche. Okay. Then we will look for prepubertal deficiency. In case of postpubertal deficiency, I told about infertility, loss of libido, impotence or testicular failure. In case of females also, if there is infertility or ovarian failure or amenorrhea, then we can look for postpubertal deficiency. In case of excessive secretion of gonadotropins, will lead to precocious puberty. What is precocious puberty? Early puberty. Okay, early puberty. What is the normal age of puberty? Durable? 12 to 18. That was used to be the normal age. But what is precocious puberty? When puberty is attained at the age of 7 or 8. Okay, then it is known as precocious puberty. Now come to the gonadal steroid hormones. What are the gonadal steroid hormones? I told about testosterone, estrogen and progesterone. So testosterone is the primary hormone that is secreted in the testicles of males. In case of females, they are secreted from ovaries, and a small amount can be secreted from adrenal glands also. Okay, it is the principal male sex hormone, and in case of male, it plays a role in development of secondary sexual characteristics such as increased muscle, bone mass and growth of body hair. Testosterone leads to all these features. Okay. Now, what is the role of testosterone or how it is produced? It is produced by the Leydig cells by the LH stimulation. Right? Okay. The testosterone amount of testosterone produced by Leydig cells, and that is controlled by LH by the hormone. This is 17 beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase. Okay. So this hormone helps in production of testosterone by Leydig cells through LH. Okay. So testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, all these comes from which molecule? Cholesterol. Okay. Okay. Now when testosterone levels are low, GnRH is released by hypothalamus in turn, which in turn stimulates the primary pituitary gland to release FSH and LH. So there will be a negative feedback mechanism or feedback mechanism that will lead to production of FSH and LH if there is low testosterone. ঠিক আছে, এটা আগেই বলেছি। And increasing levels of testosterone through a negative feedback loop act on hypothalamus pituitary to inhibit the release of GnRH and LH-FSH. So this is the feedback mechanism. In case of Leydig cell, testosterone is produced and it inhibits the production of LH and FSH and GnRH by negative feedback. And see here, testosterone helps in spermatogenesis in Sertoli cell in the testis. Clear? Now come to estrogen. So estrogen is the main female sex hormone. It is synthesized from the, where it is synthesized? From the follicular cells. And what happens? Estrogen is a steroid hormone. That's why it diffuses across the cell membrane easily and binds to estrogen receptor and turn the gene expressions, turn on the gene expressions directly in the nucleus. Right? And what are the different types of estrogen present? In case of reproductive years, estradiol is the main form of estrogen, whereas estrone is mainly seen after or during menopause, and estradiol is a degraded form of estradiol and estrone which is seen during pregnancy. ঠিক আছে? And during pregnancy, estrogen is produced from the placenta also. What are the functions of estrogen? Functions of estrogen. So, in case of female secondary sex characteristics, it is by estrogen. Okay, and it helps also in acceleration of metabolism, whereas increased fat stores is mediated by estrogen, and it also helps in reduction of muscle mass. ঠিক আছে? Increase uterine growth, stimulate endometrial growth, maintain the vessel and skin, and reduce bone resorption and increase bone formation. That's why after menopause, osteoporosis is observed. Why? Because of low estrogen concentration, there will be decreased bone formation or more bone resorption. Now progesterone. Progesterone that is involved in menstrual cycle, pregnancy and embryogenesis. It is produced by corpus luteum. Some amount is by adrenal glands and by placenta during pregnancy. Okay. It is stored in fat tissue also, and it is the level of progesterone is relatively low during pre-ovulatory phase, whereas after ovulation it is elevated, and the phase that is known as luteal phase. Okay, after ovulation the phase is known as luteal phase, and the phase before ovulation is known as follicular phase. ঠিক আছে? And if pregnancy occurs, HCG that is released from placenta maintains the corpus luteum for progesterone. What happens in non-pregnant female? So this is the axis. From hypothalamus GnRH is released, and from anterior pituitary LH-FSH is released. FSH stimulates the maturation of primary oocyte in the follicle, and the follicle produces estrogen. Estrogen binds to uterine wall and inhibits the secretion of FSH. Okay, by feedback mechanism it inhibits the FSH secretion, whereas by positive feedback mechanism it stimulates the secretion of LH, luteinizing hormone. Okay, and there will be LH surge leading to ovulation, and the corpus luteum will be left behind. ঠিক আছে? Then this corpus luteum secretes estrogen and progesterone for the next 15 to 16 days till the LH is inhibited. ঠিক আছে? If the oocyte is not fertilized and implant, what happens? The corpus is degenerated to corpus albicans and stops producing estrogen and progesterone. So, the loss of estrogen and progesterone will lead to break in endometrial tissue and there will be start of bleeding or menstruation will start. ঠিক আছে? So, decrease in progesterone and LH will be seen and low LH cause secretion of FSH by pituitary again. ঠিক আছে? And thus the cycle repeats. Clear? বোঝা গেছে? So, here is a diagram which is showing the pituitary hormones, the ovarian events, the gonadal hormones and the endometrial condition. So, look at the graph. During the starting of menstruation, LH, FSH will be high because of low LH. ঠিক আছে? And this will lead to rise in the follicle, in the ovary. Whereas during ovulation, what will happen? As the follicles are growing, estrogen will also grow, the amount of estrogen will also increase and that will lead to LH surge and certain FSH surge. ঠিক আছে? And this will lead to ovulation or rupture of the mature follicle and release of oocyte and formation of corpus luteum. Next, what happens? From this corpus luteum, progesterone is synthesized. ঠিক আছে? And what happens here in the endometrial part? In the follicular phase or where the follicles were developing in the ovary, it is proliferative phase. Okay? So, blood vessels will be collected in endometrium, whereas in the luteal phase, various glands will be formed in the endometrium and it is getting prepared for implantation. Why this is getting thicker? For the ease of implantation. But what happens if conception is not occurring? Then corpus luteum will be regressed to corpus albicans and the level of progesterone will fall and this will lead to rise in LH and FSH again. ঠিক আছে? Fall of estrogen and progesterone will lead to rise in LH and FSH and again there will be the fall of estrogen and progesterone will lead to menstruation. বোঝা গেছে? Clear? Now the last thing, that is abnormalities in sex hormone, when we can see the abnormal finding in case of different hormones related to reproductive health. In case of primary testicular dysfunction, that is primary gonadal dysfunction, primary gonadal dysfunction e amra ki pabo? Low testosterone, because gonads are impaired. Testicular dysfunction, testis is dysfunctional, not producing enough testosterone, will lead to feedback mechanism and lead to high LH. ঠিক আছে? Next, secondary testicular dysfunction, that is hypopituitarism or hypothalamic impairment, will lead to low testosterone and low LH level. In case of delayed puberty, what will happen in delayed puberty? Low pituitary hormones can be seen. LH, FSH will be low. In case of delayed puberty, in case of precocious puberty, they will be raised. LH, FSH will be raised. In case of primary ovarian failure, the same as primary testicular failure, but there will be low estrogen, whereas high LH and FSH. So, what is the hypothalamic hormone that helps in GnRH? And it is a neurohormone. Why it is known as neurohormone? It is formed and secreted by neurons and acts on anterior pituitary to secrete LH and FSH. Okay, next, LH FSH is also known as gonadotropins. They are secreted from anterior pituitary by the effect of GnRH, and they act in case of male, LH acts on Sertoli cell and Leydig cells to form testosterone, and FSH acts on Sertoli cell for spermatogenesis. It helps in formation of secondary spermatocyte from primary spermatocyte. Okay, next comes the FSH. How FSH helps? Mainly helps in, না FSH ই তো বললাম নাকি? আচ্ছা, LH, হ্যাঁ LH বললাম, FSH বললাম. What in female? How FSH acts in females? Maturation of ovarian follicles, তাই তো? And it helps in prevention of degeneration of small follicles or antral follicles. Okay, now next comes the prolactin. What is the role of prolactin? So, initiation and maintenance of lactation during pregnancy. It is stimulated by which hormones? Estrogen and TRH, and inhibited by PIH. PIH is prolactin, PIF or PIH, prolactin inhibitory hormone or factor. Okay, and what are the abnormalities found in gonadotropins? Delayed puberty. Delayed puberty te ki hobe? Ekkhoni bolllam. Delayed puberty te ki hobe? LH FSH will be decreased. In case of post-pubertal problems like infertility, impotence, amenorrhea or ovarian failure. ঠিক আছে? So all these will because of low LH FSH. But in case of high LH FSH, what will be the condition? Precocious puberty, তাই তো? Precocious puberty মানে early onset of puberty. আচ্ছা, তারপর what are the gonadal hormones? আচ্ছা, what is the type of gonadotropins? Chemical nature of gonadotropins? What kind of hormones are they? They are both glycoprotein in nature. Okay, and similar, they are structurally similar. LH, FSH, TSH, HCG, all these are structurally more or less similar. Next, what are the gonadal hormones? Testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. Testosterone is secreted from Leydig cells. So I have shown you the charts and the PPT now, so it is easier to remember now. Okay, but you have to remember the axis. If you remember the axis, this will be easier. So from hypothalamus, GnRH, anterior pituitary, LH, FSH, LH will act on Leydig cell for synthesis of testosterone. Okay, and testosterone will act on Sertoli cells along with FSH for spermatogenesis. ঠিক আছে? Now, in case of estrogen, what happens? What are the various forms of estrogen? Estradiol, estron and estriol. ঠিক আছে? Estradiol seen in the reproductive age during menopause, estron is seen and estriol is seen during pregnancy, and it is formed from the theca cells of ovarian follicle. Right? Next, what are the functions of estrogen? Development of secondary sexual characteristics in females, growth of endometrium and blood vessels, and maintenance of skin integrity also, and it helps in bone formation, prevents bone resorption. That's why আফটার মেনোপজ এই কোয়েশ্চেন গুলো কিন্তু ভাইভাতেও জিজ্ঞেস করা হয় বা কোয়েশ্চেনও আসতে পারে। সো why there is osteoporosis seen after menopause? So there will be bone resorption because of low estrogen levels, and estrogen helps in increased fat storage or redistribution of fats occur because of estrogen, and it also reduces the muscle mass. Okay, ঠিক আছে? In case of progesterone, what is the function of progesterone? Main function is to maintain the pregnancy. It is known as the hormone of pregnancy, and it is secreted from corpus luteum in case of non-pregnant females. In case of pregnant females, it is maintained by placenta, and by HCG the corpus luteum is maintained to secrete progesterone. Okay, so all this is clear, and this graph you will require till your end of this MBBS curriculum, and not even MBBS curriculum, till you crack NEET PG. ঠিক আছে? This chart, LH FSH will help in follicular maturation and endometrial proliferation. Then there will be a LH surge because of estrogen that is getting secreted from developed follicle, and this surge will lead to ovulation. Okay, and once the ovulation occurs, the LH and FSH will be decreased. ঠিক আছে? Whereas progesterone will increase, and it will help in formation of glands in the endometrium, and this phase is known as secretory phase. So once the corpus luteum is getting degenerated, progesterone and estrogen level will decrease, and that will lead to menstruation, and this feedback mechanism will again give rise to high LH and FSH. এখানে দেখ একবার LH সার্জ হয়ে যাওয়ার পর যেই ওভুলেশন হয়ে যাচ্ছে, there is no follicle, তাই তো? So no need of FSH. ফলিকল আবার যদি ম্যাচিওর করতে আরম্ভ করে, that will lead to multiple mature follicles. So one cycle cannot be maintained. That's why after one ovulation, the FSH and LH values they decrease. যখন ইস্ট্রোজেনের অ্যামাউন্ট বাড়ছে তখন LH সার্জ হচ্ছে। LH এর একটা on LH there is a positive feedback of both the positive and negative feedback of gonadal hormones. ঠিক আছে? In case of LH দেখ ইস্ট্রোজেন বাড়ার সাথে LH বাড়ছে, ইস্ট্রোজেন কমার সাথেও LH বাড়ছে। হ্যাঁ হচ্ছে for the ovulation. ঠিক আছে? এখানে not only the decreased amount of estrogen is responsible, both the estrogen and progesterone they are decreased, and this will lead to overall feedback to the anterior pituitary. ঠিক আছে? whereas এখানে শুধুমাত্র ইস্ট্রোজেনের এফেক্টে LH সার্জ হচ্ছিল, প্রজেস্টেরনের কোনো রোল ছিল না। এখানে দুটোর কম্বাইন্ড রোল আছে, progesterone and estrogen, both the gonadal hormones they are decreased. That is why there is a negative feedback mechanism to the anterior pituitary.